I'm going to give you a pair of tickets, and you're going to throw you into the meet and greet with the Glorious Sons as well. It's going to happen 1 week from tonight. It is Wednesday the 20th, right around the corner from here at the House of Blues. You can go to Ticketmaster.com for tickets, info, all that other stuff. Glorious Sons and the Velveteers. Caller 10. These are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Who needs broadcasting awards?
The I Like the Sound of My Own Voice award.
When you've won World's Sexiest and 5 years in a row.
And the winner is
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Somebody texted me in the break and said, you got to download the Plop app. It's a poo tracker. We ever talked about the Plop app before? I already threw it on my phone. This might be great for all of us. It's called Plop. And it asks you, like, hey, when did you poop today? When was the last time you pooped? You know, the self-care and the industry that marries tech and kind of hacking your own body in ways that you can. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now, I don't know who owns the Plop app, rather.
Ack.
Ack.
Plop app.
Not to
I'm
be
the king of plop.
I was going to say, not to be confused with the Plop Act, which was instituted in the Roosevelt administration, had nothing to do with. But the Plop app. Somebody just texted me in the break and said maybe Poundcake could use that with some of his poop buddies. He's taking a caller right now. But, I mean, it's, you know, it asks, I'm just signing up for it as we speak. So it asks if you went. I said today. And then it asks, what did it look like?
No.
Right? And it gives you a bunch of little, not pictures, but little drawings. Separate, hard lumps like pebbles. Lumpy and log-like.
Could you not right now? I mean,
this is,
save it for tomorrow's show.
I am first and foremost, as a steward of the airwaves, I am first and foremost a public servant. And just as this person texted me and got me hip to it, I am, as the kids call it, paying it forward.
Which one was yours?
Well, I'm going to go through these. Okay. Sausage shaped with cracks on the surface. Smooth, like a snake.
Will you turn my headphones off?
Soft blobs with clear-cut edges. You got volume over there. Mushy with ragged edges. Liquid with no pieces. And then failed attempt, nothing came out.
Oh.
So there's a little X there for you. So I'm going to mark which kind mine was. And we'll move on. Did any of these apply? And then they give you the option of marking the color and the condition. Was it sticky? Was it stringy? And this, if you had any symptoms like cramps. So, listen, they're trying to help people's, what do you read all these articles on? Your microbiome, right? Getting people to buy these gut gummies. It's a $1 billion industry. And so the people behind the Plop app have just moved in that direction.
Why does cheese bind people up?
Isn't it because it's all the fats in it or something? The lipids?
Okay, that might. Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what binds you up?
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. So you're welcome. Those of you who have been really clamoring for some kind of digital assistance, people track their calories. I don't know why you do it one and not the other. People are like, I'm zeroing in on my macros. Why would you not pay attention then to what's happening on the other end? Literally. We'll talk about this tonight. Don't worry about it. Gwen is here because Mary is out, and boy, I bet she couldn't be more pleased to be here on a day. Now, there have been some people, as excited as they are that you're here, they are slightly concerned because this has become a bed bug bonanza around here.
I brought my insect repellent,
Mm-hmm.
and I made a circle.
Bottle of DEET?
It's Cutter. I don't think it's as strong as DEET.
Does it come in a spray, or do you just have to do it like holy water when you walk around?
I mean, this whole place should
The
just be
power
burned
of
to the
off
ground.
compels you.
It could happen. Well, it's good to have, right? Never know when you're going to need it.
Gnats I can't see.
Well, we do have gnats in here.
Fighting flies.
We don't have those.
Fleas. I mean, you might as well.
Take note of my fly swatter over there, boy. If you need it, it's right there.
Mother's in here with his card. Would you like to leave a message? I see that she gets it.
If that's true, then you must know my mother's maiden name. What is it?
That is no name, by the way. By the way, Saturday night, we're doing 2 hours to midnight. We were preempted by Guardians baseball. They've been doing these run of West Coast games, and so we were preempted on Saturday night, but we will return this week. We've got a great brand new metal for you. We've got some local metal, pulling out some classics. It's me, it's Corey Roddick, it's Pat Butler. And each week, when we're able to do it, when time permits, I shudder to think how the Cavaliers schedule is going to cut into 2 hours to midnight. But when we're able to do it, we do it. We give of ourselves, of our time, of our talents, of our love for heavy metal. And so we give you 120 minutes of it on Saturday night. So it starts at 10, it's called 2 hours to midnight, and you can figure out the rest. I think it's funny, we were talking about the Jimmy Fallon thing, about how that Rolling Stone hit piece dropped on him, saying that all of these people who worked over there at the Tonight Show, not one person would go on record. They were all under condition of anonymity, talking about what a very, very tense place it is and how Jimmy made it such a the kind of environment that was not conducive to people being creative. And then about a day and a half later, there's another article that comes out about what a great guy he is. And all these other people who work on The Tonight Show are saying, I've never had anything like that. He's always been great to me. And, some people read it and rolled their eyes. It just sounds to me like a regular workplace. If you were to ask most people who work in television, and you came from television,
Right.
You talk to some people and they're going to go, it sucks. And other people are going to go, it's great.
I think it's a different culture now.
Oh, I know that.
Well, right.
I was talking about this the other day. This is not the culture that you and I came up in.
No, not at all. And if there are any whiffs of impropriety or whiffs of the old culture, I think people are getting very upset.
So you think it's a generational thing on the staff?
Yeah, I do.
One staffer said that he's with Jimmy Fallon on a daily basis and has had to deliver bad news or disagree with him, but still thinks very highly of him. Everybody is treated positively. So in direct contrast, because in that Rolling Stone piece, even the people who said they liked Jimmy Fallon wouldn't go on the record. That's how twisted it can get. Even the people who like the guy go, you can't put my name in there, because then everybody else is going to be looking at me sideways, or it's,
Well, right.
It's like Game of Thrones.
It's a small world, right? You don't want to be the one person.
It's like, I think he's the best.
Yeah, you don't want to be a whistleblower.
Right. Yeah, but when you're blowing the whistle in a positive way, when you're going, he was great to me. I mean, I didn't think,
Harvey Weinstein's a great guy.
No. But Jimmy Fallon's not accused of raping people.
I know.
This is about
but I'm saying you don't want to align yourself as somebody either way.
No, but I'm just saying, well, I guess. I mean, either way seems weird to me, because it seems like you're way more on the hook if you get caught bad-mouthing someone than if you say something nice about them.
But if it comes back to you. I mean, look at Ashton Kutcher and, whatever.
Mila Kunis writing those letters?
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't think anyone but the judge was going to see it. You know what I mean?
Right, but they also wrote letters for a guy who was accused of multiple rapes.
Convicted.
Well, even more.
Well,
convicted of multiple rapes.
But
the biggest thing on Jimmy Fallon is we think he drinks too much and he's sometimes mean to people. I mean, Jesus Christ, if that's as bad as it gets.
But how mean?
Well, it doesn't sound. Nobody accused him of throwing crap. I don't know.
Right. Well, is he the executive producer, or is he just?
He's not. They've had 9 showrunners in 9 years.
Well,
which is never a good sign.
That's a horrible sign.
Yeah. And the drinking stuff is old news. Jimmy Fallon
doesn't make for. You don't want a drunk.
No,
you don't
I know.
Want a mean drunk
I know.
As a boss.
I know.
In an industry where your days can be 15, 16 hours.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying that's
is
not
he doing
new
the
news.
show drunk?
Well,
or is he getting drunk? When is the drunkenness happening?
A couple people said that he has been seen boozing it up at work.
When I went to the Tonight Show, I feel like it's taped at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Right.
So
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, he very well could be having a couple
Take the edge off.
Yeah. You know?
I think that as long as he's been doing the show, he's probably a really nervous dude when he goes out there. And to him, he's like, this just puts me in a good place where I can have fun. But that can really bite you in the ass too.
Right.
If somebody walks by and you're tugging from a, it's like it's
well,
a
and then
Mad
you're being
Men
a
or
jerk
something.
too. Like if you're taking a tug and you're like a good time, then people are like, hey, yeah, he drinks a little, but no,
I mean,
no
yeah,
harm,
and
no foul.
showrunners aren't going to get scared off unless the only person that they have to to is the talent.
I just wonder how you would be in a situation where so many people would have such extremely different versions of you. And you're going to
record versions.
Well, but they're all on record anonymously, but half of them are like, he's great. I can't say enough good things about him. I've seen him like, he's very flexible with people's ideas. And then other people are like, he's a bully and he belittles people and it's a toxic work environment.
And I think it comes down to the generational thing too.
But
Yes.
generational, I agree, but generational aside, you're still working in showbiz. There is an environment that comes with that, and if you don't know it when you go in, you learn it real fast.
It's not there. I don't think it's there anymore. I don't think it's there anymore. I mean,
well, it must be. There's still people like Jimmy Fallon getting accused of being a toxic work environment, so it's still a high pressure situation.
A toxic work environment. Now there's a word for it that just used to be,
that's what work was.
That's what it is.
Yeah. There's safeguards now, and people don't
and consequences to
Yeah.
acting a certain way.
Absolutely.
Where if you are being a jerk or you're being unreasonable, you're not above the law like you used to be. Like
Yeah. I mean, information travels so fast now.
I also wonder if it's a difference in hierarchy. Like the producers are usually people who've been doing it for a long time.
Not necessarily.
Well, but you're not going to put like a kid out of college and make him an EP on The Tonight Show is my point.
Well, an EP is not a producer.
I know, but I'm just saying, I mean, those are the people who are probably like, Jimmy's great, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have much younger, maybe people in the writer's room who are like, he didn't like my joke, so he's a dick. Like,
right. That's why there's a difference.
Right.
There's people that are used to the old way, and if it's not that bad, they're going to say he's fine. Right?
Did Springer have writers?
No.
No. Okay.
I was gonna say.
Well, I don't know. I mean, sometimes
the
people will write things for.
You kind of structure the story. There's different producing teams per
block of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
For each segment.
Yep.
So anyway, the Jimmy Fallon thing. I wonder if he and Drew Barrymore have been commiserating over their bad press.
What's her bad press?
Because she's going back to do her show, and the writer's strike is on. Everybody's giving her a hard time.
How?
She got disinvited from the book. What was that? I just saw this morning. They're like, she got disinvited from the national. She'd been invited to host the 2023 National Book Awards, and they disinvited her because of her going back to work.
Why would she do that?
Said she's not going to use writers. So they're calling her. They're saying that she's crossing the picket line. And so there's other talk shows they were just waiting for somebody to break the seal, I think. So there's other shows that are going back too. But she is his wife's producing partner. So remember they did that movie? What was that movie they did a long time ago? They tried to make Jimmy Fallon like a rom-com guy. Where he would Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch, yeah.
When he was a Boston Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
That was like his wife and Drew Barrymore have a production company.
So
I wonder
basically, they're just going to have their producers write everything. But
I guess.
So you're not a hired writer? I mean, because talk show producers aren't union.
Right. But the writers are. If they're on, not all the shows have.
I don't
not
know.
all the shows have writers.
I don't know what reality TV is non-union. So I don't know if that.
Is talk show considered reality TV?
I mean, court show.
Oh, Gwen, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Court show and like talk show.
Like they're up for Emmys. Are those different categories
They're
or
daytime Emmys?
Daytime Emmys, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't.
No, talk
imagine...
show and variety show is different than reality shows when it comes to the Emmys for sure.
Well, Emmys, yeah, but
But even like the court
class.
shows and.
Like I'm saying, I was never union.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
because there's no.
I'm confused by the Drew Barrymore thing. She's like, this show's bigger than me, and we want to get back to work, so we're not going to. So they're screaming scab at her, but it's like, if you're not going to use writers.
But how? But
I don't know.
so that's what I'm wondering, because like,
Because it sets the precedent.
obviously the shows I've worked on are not very content heavy, but I don't know,
You
because
worked on Teen Mom, correct?
And Judge
Yeah.
Mathis and Jerry Springer, and
yeah, I mean, studio shows, I'm just trying to liken it to the environment. I mean, Springer, obviously it's chaos and whatever, but I
Maybe
know
that's the direction she's going to go with her show, where because
she's
you
gonna
can't really have
fight.
guests on, like you can't have actors and actresses on because they're probably not going to cross the picket line.
They can't promote something.
They can't promote anything.
well, because
so-
the talk shows aren't part of the strike. But the writers are. So
Right.
she's saying, well, we're going to go back. We're still going to abide by the strike. I'm not going to have writers, but I'm putting the show back on.
I know, but are the camera, like, I know
the-
it's all different unions, like the camera guys, the sound guys,
they're
the lighting
not
guys.
on strike.
They're not on
and
strike.
so
They're
I
not
think
on
that's
strike.
why she wants to go back, so that those
Yeah.
people can
Right.
get paid.
Right.
But my thing is, the only reason people go on talk shows is to promote their project.
Yeah.
And if
Correct.
they can't do that, it's just going to be her sitting there going, so how's your dog?
Yes, entertainment.
And people will do it.
I mean, she's SAG. I know maybe a host isn't the position.
It's not
isn't
acting, yeah.
Mm-mm. And she's
But-
not promoting anything she's
I
done.
know, but she is an actress.
I know.
She's got to be dual.
She bailed from hosting the MTV VMAs
yeah.
because of the whole strike. But now I guess she's like, well, talk shows aren't part of the strike. I just thought it was really weird. But I wonder, because she and Jimmy Fallon are so close, they must be throwing back a few.
Is he still on?
None of the
No,
late night
none of
shows
the
are
late
on.
night shows
That's why
are on.
everybody's going on tour. John Oliver's coming, and those guys, all the late night guys started a podcast where they're all together, and because none of the shows are on. It's pretty wild. I got a break here. If